Hello, good morning. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the chairperson for this session, Dr. Ramji Singh. He is the Executive Director of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Kalyani, one of the institution of national importance in India, and a leading healthcare and medical education institute in India. With several decades of experience in medical and healthcare sector, Dr. Ramji has played a pivotal role in driving organizational excellence and innovation. Prior to this current role, he has served as the head of the physiology at AIMS Patna, where he was responsible for overseeing the department's operation and contributing to advancements in medical research and patient care. I would like to invite Dr. Ramji to introduce keynote speaker for this symposium, Dr. Bindu Kutty.
Thank you very much. Good morning to all. First of all, I'm honored and privileged to be invited here to chair at this session, which is being taken by Professor Bindu M. Kutty. Professor Bindu is a senior professor in Department of Neurophysiology and officer in charge for the Center of Consciousness Studies, National Institute of Mental Health Sciences and Neurosciences. She is former head of department of neurophysiology and former dean basic sciences. Dr. Bindu has more than 3 decades of teaching and research experience in neurophysiology, and her major contribution is in the area of neuroscience of meditation and consciousness, cognition, sleep, and dreams. She established the Center for Consciousness Studies at NIMHANS in 2020, and the mission is to build a platform for undertaking multidisciplinary research in the domains of science, humanities, and culture pertaining to consciousness by integrating Indian philosophical wisdom with neuroscience. She has many awards, to name few, and honors. To name few is the Fellow of Indian Academy of Neuroscience, member of National Academy of Sciences, India. She has guided and co-guided more than 35 students for the award of PhD degree. She also won the prestigious S.L. Bhatia Oration Award and Professor Baldev Singh Oration Award of APPI. She got Professor A.S. Paintal Award for contribution in research in physiology, and Professor Deshpande Award for excellence in neurophysiology research. She got Academic Excellence Award by the American Association of Physicians of India origin. She had got many honors in her name. To name few are the Program Advisory Committee member, Editorial Board member of Neurophysiology and Learning Memory. She was President IAN, former General Secretary of ISSR, teaching faculty National Sleep Medicine course, and member of scientific organizations, life members of APPI and other associations. Looking at her contribution in this field, which is now I consider is need of the hour because of so much of eagerness, anxiety among the people of all fraternity. So let us hear from Professor Bindu Kutty. I welcome Madam for her talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Ramji sir, for that wonderful introduction. Very good morning and welcome to the talk. When my colleagues have organized this symposium, I was asked to give this, deliver this talk. But until yesterday, I was in a very confused way. I was thinking what I will be talking. So I thought I will just brief you about the journey what I had in the Department of Neurophysiology, NIMHANS. So I gave the title Neuroplasticity to Neurophenomenology, exploring the dynamics of brain behavior and consciousness. I see a lot of youngsters. I don't know whether there might not be any connection from one talk to the other, but still I'll try to just, make it very, very simple, and you can get some meaning out of my talk. And I take the opportunity to thank. I'm so happy to be here. I see so many of my friends, senior colleagues, colleagues from other institutes as speakers, and Professor Mukundan and the Exonet family all are here, and the delegates. And one thing about the delegates, all youngsters, all students. So that also gives a lot of energy for me to speak. Let me start the talk of my journey. So I just wanted to inform you that this is my first international publication on an ICSS, that is intracranial self-stimulation behavior. This is a part of my PhD topic, that is psychophysiological investigation of the organization of the brain reward areas, brain reward substrates. Anyway, we have used ICSS as an operant behavior, and we have got a lot of interesting results. We have learned a lot from this particular study. And one important aspect of what we have looked at is the neuroplasticity. So you would have studied that learning is associated with some physical change in the brain. So we were able to demonstrate the structural plasticity in the hippocampal neurons. This is a CA3 neuron. So we have to look at the upper one is the photomicrograph when you look through an ordinary light microscope. And also we have used a technique called the camera lucida drawing to draw the neuron, the dendritic arborization. And we have a method to quantify that. So we saw that learning is associated with some enhanced dendritic proliferation of hippocampal pyramidal neurons. And see, when you are a PhD student, you will not know much. You will only do the work, and you will be only thinking about your degree and learning some techniques and the concept of the thing. But the large picture emerges only when you are in academics later, and when you are a teacher and a mentor for students. Then I realized, oh, my research is something great, because I have worked on a brain reward system in the brain. Imagine, just now Richard Davidson talked about well-being and the ways, the tools to improve well-being and reduce psychological distress. The same thing, which is then if you look at brain reward organization, circuitry plays a major role in enhancing your motivation, reward, and drive. And this system also plays a major role in your day-to-day social functioning. So such an important area. And just see that nature has given you everything. It is there within you. But still, how the prevalence of anxiety, prevalence of depression, especially among youngsters in India, especially, is rising. This is a big question. We will have to find answers. We will have to find tools to reduce this kind of psychological distress. But still, you remember, the nature has given you everything possible to make you feel motivated. The drive is there and the reward is there. You shouldn't misuse the whole system. Then anyway, when we have got the opportunity to establish our lab, establish our areas in NIMHANS at the Department of Neurophysiology, my team has contributed a lot in understanding the role of subiculum. Subiculum is an important structure of the hippocampal formation. We call it as a hippocampal learning system because the entire areas of hippocampal formations are connected with each other, and they play a major role in mediating various aspects of learning, especially social learning, spatial learning, spatial cognition, social learning, social cognition, various aspects of memory, and also in regulation of affective behaviors. So it's such an important area, and it's very important. So we have used certain methodologies to look at various aspects of memory, like working memory, reference memory. There are various aspects of memory we study. And spatial navigation. So various aspects of spatial learning and memory functions using Morris Water maze, 8-arm radial maze. And if you can see in the upper, where is that pointer? This red one, huh? So here you can see that the animal can learn, even they can learn, navigate to reach the platform, even though it is very hidden. It has to navigate its route, and 8-arm radial maze, definitely the spatial and the visuospatial areas, it can see it, but still it has to remember which arm it has to go to pick the food reward and all. So animal, usually they learn the normal ones. But if you do a small lesion in the ventral subiculum, definitely both behaviors are now impaired. The animal will not be able to perform the task, both in 8-arm, even the simple 8-arm radial maze task. And definitely the animal will not improve in Morris Water maze task. So the question arises, and subiculum is an important area. You can see that even during, even in Alzheimer's disease or any dementia related situations, you can see that the degeneration of hippocampus especially begins in subiculum. So this is a very vulnerable area, and it's an important area associated with spatial learning. So the question what we asked is how to revive, how to re-establish the functional recovery among following a lesion. Following, when this subiculum becomes dysfunctional, what happens, or how to revive. So this was the question. We have used various, range of non-pharmacological strategies. So I just wanted to give you a small, talk about this. Then we will move on to some other topic. So we have used environmental enrichment. So this is like just your college, you meet so many friends. You have so many facilities to to explore. So many ways you can be motivated. The same thing what we have given here. Rats, social stimulation is there because many rats are put together. There are many exploratory objects for the rat to walk around, to move around. And we see that there is a lot of behavioral and cognitive improvement in the rats. So one we have studied is whether environmental enrichment will be able to overcome, will induce various aspects of neuroplasticity, and will be able to overcome this behavioral deficit. We have seen that with this, we have provided around 10 days of enrichment for 6 hours per day, and we have seen that the rats could re-establish its working memory capacity as well as reference memory in radial arm maze, whereas we haven't seen the recovery in Morris Water maze. So that means it is not that the same kind of enrichment each task requires. There is a functional demands of the task that differs from one task to another. The motivational aspects, the motor sensory aspects, the visuospatial cues, what we provide, everything is different for each task. So according to the functional demands of the task, you have to provide the rehabilitation program. So this part, we have tried various aspects. We have seen that when the rats are given pre-exposure, pre-lesion exposure to enriched environment, definitely they can withstand the insult and they will be able to perform well after following post-insult. So we have played with this and we have observed that there are a lot of recovery, but establishing a recovery in Morris water maze, what we have then we have tried combination strategies. Combination strategy means environmental enrichment with voluntary wheel running. There are studies to show that voluntary wheel running enhances neurogenesis, hippocampal neurogenesis. New neurons are formed and they get integrated into the system. And also we have tried transplantation of cell lines, hippocampal cell lines, non-neural cell lines in the areas of in brain. And we saw a lot of improvement. Like these kind of strategies have helped the rat to re-establish functional recovery, even in Morris water maze. Like you can see that even with the transplantation only, I have showed that the animal recovers to reach the platform. They take only the shortest time to reach the platform. So that means this kind of neuroplasticity, when you give some strategies that induces various aspects of neuroplasticity, and that is very good enough to enhance your behavioral plasticity and establish behaviors. Since subiculum is very important for social functioning, as you know that the day-to-day social functioning is very, very important. It's very important to have that adaptive nature of your behavior, adaptation to environment, to enhance your motivation, to enhance your emotional well-being. So rats also uses various communication programs to identify their conspecific, their individual conspecific. They use various aspects of memory, like recognition memory, order memory. All these subiculum and the hippocampal learning system is very important. So that means they are involved in various complex social behaviors. So we have lesioning anyway definitely affected these complex social behaviors. We have tested the social behaviors as well as the pro-social behaviors like empathy. See, for example, when a student is in distress, definitely we will all go and try to help him, The same way, when the rat is trapped inside a cage, there are the moving rats, the freely moving rats definitely go and help the rat to, get released from that trapped cage. But in control animals, you can see a beautiful, interaction with the animals, and they will emit various happy calls. We call it as happy calls because the frequency of these calls are different. It's around 50 kilohertz, the voice, the calls are, the frequency is different from that of a distress call. Whereas subiculum lesioned rats, even though they release the animal, you can see that they are totally, they show anxiety. They don't show that kind of social behaviors with the trapped, the released one. And they emit distress calls of 22 kilohertz frequency. So you see that we have various mechanisms. So I just want to convey that you have various, ways to study various complex behaviors that we usually think that it is, human. It is only seen in human, but it is also can be elicited in, in even smaller animal laboratory animals like rat. And these are all good models for you to learn various aspects of brain and mind using animal studies. So I just brought these. In the Department of Neurophysiology, we have got various behavioral setup. It is one of the best in the country as well as in the world, I can tell you, because various range of maze procedures we have, and under one roof. So those who are interested can come and get training in our department, and can also pursue these to understand more about brain and behavior. Now when we move on, so we have various, simultaneously my team was working on human studies, again human studies on meditation, on various different disease conditions, to look at the abnormalities associated with these dynamics of mind, brain and behavior. So this is a study carried out from other countries, not in India, even though meditation practices are developed in India, in ancient India, as a best method to understand, to look at the true nature of the reality or self or mind. The true nature. What is the true nature of your mind? So these are all enquiries. So these are techniques to help us to understand the real nature of the self, as well as to establish a proper mind-body harmony. There should be a mind-body harmony. There should be an integration between mind and brain, and also your body. Then only you can experience well-being. So meditation definitely is a very important tool to establish well-being. And many studies have shown structural plasticity. That's why I have brought. So when we talk about neuroplasticity, even you can study various aspects of plasticity in terms of behavioral plasticity, in terms of brain network efficiency, as well as even structural plasticity. So this, just I wanted to bring your attention that even long-term meditation practice, especially proficient meditation practice, induces various aspects of structural plasticity in terms of enhanced thickness of cortex. And it is not an indiscriminate enhancement of thickness of cortex. It is, these thickness are shown in areas associated with the brain areas associated with the awareness, attention, as well as emotion regulation. And these are very important for establishing inner well-being. You know it. So you see that proficient practice definitely enhance, that lead to the cultivation of meta-awareness. Meta-awareness is a heightened awareness. So when there is a meta-awareness, definitely your emotion regulations are taken care of, self-regulation is taken care of, there is enhanced awareness, there is enhanced inner well-being. So you are entering in a different state of consciousness, we can say that, because your experience is qualitatively different from that of the basic aspect of your consciousness. And also meditation reduces the self-referential processing. Self-referential processing, if it is too much, it can also lead to rumination, mind wandering, so many, like the negative, it can take you to the negative aspects, and leading to anxiety, leading to depression and all. So those aspects, all the negative aspects are reduced with meditation practice. And you can see, so meditation practice, if you study, you can see within 3 months you can experience that positivity. You can experience that it reduces all your stress, enhances coping skill, and reduces all negative affect, and slowly enhance your positive effect. So it's very, very important. And then you can see the real transformation of the brain and mind dynamics. So I will be talking little about the studies, what we have been doing. So before that, the concept, this framework, the Neurophenomenology mental evolution framework, talk about, this is this is a very old, age-old Patanjali's concept of, mental evolution. So you see that your mind is also, very plastic in nature. It is not that a static one. So even if you are having some anxiety, some depression, think that I can change. I can overcome that and move towards positivity. So that is what is shown in this, the Chanjala. Chanjala means your mind is wandering. It can even go down to rumination and, to the negative aspect. But if you are introduced to meditation, you can see that it leads to dharana. Dharana is concentration. there is awareness, there is attention. And then into higher aspects of your mental experience like Dhana, Samadhi, you see the mental evolution. So initially when you are very inexperienced, your mind is very inexperienced, you can feel, there are terminologies called as experiential fusion. What do you mean by experiential fusion? Experiential fusion, you experience here at the lowest part of your mental mind, mental experience. Experiential fusion is sometime when you are challenged, you will be fused with your thought process. That most of us experience, but those who are practicing or those who are evolved can overcome that fast. So fused with your thoughts, and you shouldn't be fused with your thoughts. This kind of fusion, what happens, it reduces all your mental experiences, mental abilities, mental capabilities. So you have to overcome that. That means there should be meditation enhances or lead to experiential diffusion. That thought process are all, like that fusion of thought process is released. The same way, there is some terminology called as cognitive reification. Cognitive reification is, you think when your mental, you are ruminating, and you think that is the reality of your life. And it is not a reality of life. It is your mental attributes. You are only just thinking. But if you really open your mind and look around, you see that, okay, this is only my mental activity, mental problem that can be overcome by various methods, but that is not the reality. That means cognitive dereification. So the meditation helps in all these, cognitive dereification and experiential diffusion. That is what I try to bring out in this model. Meditation proficiency and practice helps enhancing the meta-awareness, that we have already seen that it is there, it enhances awareness, attention, and emotion regulation. So meta-awareness is the gate now. That takes you to various levels of consciousness. Especially when you reach this, when you attain enhanced self-regulation, cognitive flexibility, clarity of thought, stability of your mind, definitely leads to the establishment of inner well-being. So you are in a position now to travel further, to experience the deeper dimensions of consciousness. So that means just imagine the qualities, the qualitative aspect of your mind, various capabilities you have. You only have to experience and try, and you have to go ahead. So deeper dimensions, deeper dimensions here I mean that equanimity of the mind. You are not perturbed by any situation, or non-duality. That and all I will be coming. So various dimensions of consciousness we will be able to study if we are leading a life within the, the purview of this meditation practice and proficiency. Proficiency is very important. You should be very sincere to practice meditation. And another important aspect of brain is you can, you have, the network efficiency. There is a functional connectivity can be enhanced. And it is this enhanced functional connectivity that helps in inducing various aspects of cognitive flexibility. And cognitive flexibility is very important for reorganization of cognitive maps, adaptive and flexible behaviors. So you see that adaptation to environment, you have to establish a very flexible outlook. That means there is an, adaptive and flexible behaviors. Behaviors should be flexible. And this is possible through this kind of large-scale intrinsic functional organization. And we, in our study, this is, we have looked into these aspects in various studies. I'm just giving you one example. In this, this is with among Vipassana meditation practitioners. And Vipassana, we have looked at the importance of proficiency. Proficiency we have looked at by studying teachers and senior meditators having more than 10 years of experience. And we have compared that with the novice practitioners, and novice practitioners having more than 1 year of experience. So definitely you see that, you see this. This is just an EEG record itself. You can see a very nice synchronized oscillations on the, the upper panel of, whereas the novice meditators have not shown such kind of synchronized oscillation of the brain waves, and that itself tells that the waves are highly synchronized, and highly synchronized brain waves across regions. You see that we have used a 128 EEG system, channel EEG system. That means the entire brain is connected. So when there is a beautiful synchrony, means there is enhanced connectivity of the brain. So when you are totally with your, balanced with your mind, you can see this kind of synchronized EEG oscillations that shows that the entire brain is connected. And what another observation is that when they started meditation, we have seen that irrespective of the teachers or seniors or the novice meditators, there is an enhancement of consciousness. There is enhancement of power in almost all EEG bands. They started meditation. So that shows that when you start meditating, it is not that from the basic consciousness you are entering in a different level of consciousness, and you are the meditation helps in achieving that state of consciousness. And we have also seen various aspects. Vipassana meditation, if you look at, it has got 3 modules. Those who are practicing meditation, you will be knowing. One is Anapanasati. Then you move on to Vipassana. Anapanasati is awareness on breath. So you start your meditation with an awareness on breath, then the scanning the entire body through Vipassana. Then you end up your meditation with a Metta Bhavana. Metta Bhavana is generating goodwill, generating loving kindness to oneself as well as to others. So you see that some are cognitively intense state of meditation and some are emotionally intense state of meditation. And we could dissociate these EEG accordingly. And what we have seen is, we have seen a theta alpha state during rest. And this is a kind of trait effect we have seen in very experienced meditators. And these are indications of sustained attention and awareness, positive emotions, equanimity, and so on. Whereas during Vipassana as well as during Anapana, we have seen enhanced alpha, sustained, that is definitely, it is very important, enhanced attention, and it's a kind of sensory gating. They prevent the sensory processing of all other process except the practicing meditation. And theta, enhancement of theta we have seen during metta. So that is a kind of sustained attention and a kind of mental quiescence and relaxation and inner well-being. So you see that we can dissociate the brain waves, brain patterns, brain functional connectivity with regard to the mental experience. But we haven't studied, these are all only selectively we have only looked at the brain wave changes. We didn't look at the experience at the same time. Later we have realized. So, you can see that these are all, these studies, it's a kind of data-driven science we have approached. We didn't study simultaneously various aspects. We have only looked at the brain wave changes. And this is another study in Brahmakumaris we have looked at whether this is also to look at the flexibility of the mind, effortless and flexibility of the mind. We have asked the question that you see that just a minute meditation, can you can you do a rapid voluntary conscious state shift? So here we have asked the meditators to do meditation for 1 minute, then enter into a rest period, then enter into again a 1 minute rest period, meditation. We have seen that this meditation phase is accompanied with a change in the brain activity, especially there is an enhanced theta activity. So this also, so we have indirectly studied the mental experience, especially the flexibility, clarity of mind, and steadiness of the mind through looking into the changes in the EEG frequency waves. We have also looked into various aspects of well-being, and we have seen a direct correlation between enhanced well-being with that of proficiency. We have also looked at, in general, we have seen enhanced well-being among advanced practitioners of meditation. This is another study with Isha Yoga, and we have also looked at this proficiency of Isha enhances better mental health, especially during COVID period. We have actually initiated our studies on sleep organization, because sleep is another behavior one can study, and one can get deeper insights on brain-mind dynamics as well as deeper insights on consciousness. So we have initiated our studies on sleep organization, and we have seen that senior meditators have got a very beautiful organization, even among elderly people, because usually sleep undergoes an age-associated changes in quality as well as structure, but here we haven't seen such changes. We have seen a proper sleep organization with reduced N2 state, enhanced N3, enhanced REM sleep state, and also enhanced sleep efficiency, and with reduced intermittent awakenings. There are many studies, whereas sleep studies we have intensified and also carried over with various, like in various disease condition. This is an example from people with schizophrenia. They have showed various sleep abnormalities. Not only we have seen the abnormalities, the macro sleep architecture abnormalities, as well as the micro sleep architecture abnormalities, especially the spindle organization. And spindle organization and spindle delta dynamics are very important for deepening the sleep states. So for initiating, maintaining, and deepening the sleep states, these mechanisms are very, very important. And we have seen a lot of abnormalities in initiating as well as deepening of sleep among people with schizophrenia. We have also conducted some studies, cognitive studies, especially the working memory capacity among, again, people with schizophrenia, just to see that how this aberrant networkings, aberrant oscillations, brain oscillations are associated with their poor performance. So when in NIMHANS, these are all possible because we are in the middle of hospital, clinical departments, and the basic science department, and our philosophy is a multidisciplinary approach, so we can have various aspects of collaboration, and we were lucky enough to conduct these kind of studies. So for having got some expertise, some understanding on various aspects of the dynamics of brain and mind on in meditation practitioners, whereas and in different disease conditions, we thought we will move on to understanding the consciousness. And consciousness, we say that, if we talk about our feelings, our thought, our perception, our cognition, consciousness is important for mediating all this. But how to dissociate consciousness from that of the rest of the mental attribute? This is a big challenge. Because what is consciousness? The definition itself, especially from the perspective of neuroscience, is quite difficult. And it is contrasting from that of the our Indian psychological as well as philosophical perspectives. So this is a kind of working definition I have just brought in for your understanding. Consciousness is a qualitative aspect of subjective experience. It can be sensory experience of our environment, or subjective experience of our feeling and thoughts, and awareness of our own existing self and presence in the world. But here again, the deciphering the neurophysiology of consciousness, how physical processes in the brain give rise to the subjective experience of the mind and of the world. That is the hard problem of David Chammer. It's really difficult. So you have but various methods. That is what we have looked into. And one of our, we have, luckily we have got a Center for Consciousness Studies. And we have initiated this center with a vision to be a global center of excellence in consciousness studies. and with a mission, one of the mission to undertake research studies to decipher consciousness on an illness to wellness spectrum, because that is possible in NIMHANS, and also to integrate the perspectives from Indian philosophical wisdom with neuroscience. So it is a great challenge for us, ahead of us, how you integrate philosophical. According to philosophy, consciousness is that ever all-pervading Brahman or Atman, and it is a non-physical entity. So how do you now integrate these two aspects, and how do you go ahead? This is a great challenge, but definitely it is a challenge we will have to take, and we have a team, and that helped us to at least to understand various aspects of mental experience. It is we have undertaken studies on an illness to wellness spectrum. So this is one of the example I thought I will just discuss with you. This is on Isha Yoga meditation practitioners, advanced practitioners. They can enter into a kind of, a different state of meditation, like breath awareness and shunya meditation. What is shunya? Shunya, the word itself, shunya means emptiness meditation or nothingness. Is a conscious, non-doing, objectless meditation. That means the mind should be devoid of all contents. And that definitely by practice, it is you are able to achieve this, a kind of state, content-free. It is not totally a content-free awareness, but there is a reduction of all contents, mental contents, your feelings, your thought process, everything. You are in a standstill position, like experience a state of profound inner stillness and bliss. So then only these positive inner well-being emerges actually. So you should, mind should not be cluttered, with your anxiety, with your depression, feelings and all. Then definitely it allows you to experience various positive effects. And the meditation is the tool for you to experience such things. And what we have seen is, shunya meditation, we have seen an enhancement of some brain activity, especially enhancement of theta. Theta is expected because theta activity is an indication of proficiency, meditation proficiency. And along with the theta, along with this, we have also looked at, so while practicing, we have also looked at the meditation depth and non-duality during following breath awareness as well as following shunya meditation. So this is what, just to extract the mental experience. How much is the meditation depth? And how much do you feel non-dual? Non-duality means Advaita. In Advaita philosophy, they talk about a non-duality. There is no dualism. There is no me and others. So the distance between me and others reduces. There is absolute openness of your mental activities. So we have seen a direct correlation between meditation expertise as well as the meditation depth and non-duality. So there are possibilities. We have also looked at various other neural measures that measure the intrinsic neural time scales. I'm not going into these details. Brain signatures of mental awareness, we have studied, I have already discussed all this. We have seen that some of the brain correlates of flexible and effortless mind, wholesome experience, meta-awareness, across meditation tradition. It is not that only one meditation tradition. We have studied various meditation tradition like Vipassana, Brahmakumaris, Isha, heartfulness, and also simplified Kundalini Yoga. So various meditation, why we have studied, we just wanted to know that even though each tradition, they have their own technique, of meditation practice, and each one impact the brain and mind with a different, distinct neuroplastic changes as well as distinct psychological experience, but there will be some common trait effects like kind of well-being, altruism. All these are the trait effects of contemplative practices by itself. Then from there, anyway, we have the expertise, we have the lab facility for studying in depth the sleep phenomenology, sleep organization we have seen, but what about the sleep phenomenology? See, for example, all of you would have experienced when you sleep, when you had a good night's sleep, The next day you get up afresh, and then you say that I had a good night's sleep. No. All of us would have experienced. We say that, we express that we had a good night's sleep. How did you know that you had a good night's sleep? And there is no awareness. There is no real-time awareness while you are sleeping. So what are the methods by which you can say that you had a good night's sleep? In philosophy, they talk about the sleep phenomenology, and they say that verbal report of having a refreshing sleep could be a retrieval of memory processes occurred during sleep. So that means we got an entry now, memory processes. That means there are biological processes that helps you to memorize, helps the system to memorize. And the next day when you awake, definitely the brain activities helps you to, experience the previous, memorize that previous night's experience and tell that I had a good night's sleep. So we are looking into these biological processes that are associated with having a refreshed sleep studies. And mainly, these are mainly possible with meditation, again, meditation practitioners. And we have seen that meditation practitioners, I have told you that there is a very beautiful sleep organization. But in addition to sleep organization, we have also looked at various physiological functions. One is the DHEA as well as melatonin. Both DHEA and melatonin are very important hormones and feel-good hormones. They are both, they have various psychophysiological and cognitive functions like they reduce anxiety, stress, improve coping skills. But if it comes to sleep, definitely enhance sleep regulation, enhance sleep spindle mechanisms, various sleep deepening mechanisms, enhance REM sleep, enhance sleep efficiency and quality. So you see that this, and we have seen a direct correlation between the DHEA and the N3. And when we talk about the restoration, it is mainly your deep sleep we consider, deep sleep state. And in deep sleep state, there is a reduced, like metabolic activities, reduced body temperature, and we can see various beautiful autonomic modulations, like there is enhanced parasympathetic activity, and that is an indication of deep relaxation. So these are some of the methods you can try, and you can see that whether the sleep is highly restorative. We have also looked into, when we look at the macro sleep architecture, we look at these two sleep hypnogram look almost similar. That is, only thing is there is a reduced N3 in the figure B, but otherwise it looks perfectly normal. But if you look at the dynamics, the spindle delta dynamics, you can see a delta sleep, a perfect delta sleep ratio in this. That is, there is a linear reduction of the slower sleep oscillations. Only in the first sleep cycle as well as second sleep cycle, you can see that blue waves, high blue waves, whereas it comes down. So that is the perfect delta sleep ratio you have to have, because these are all homeostatically regulated, and as soon as you enter into sleep, these sleep pressure has been taken care of. The quality sleep has been taken care of. So this is very important. So even though these two sleep architecture looks same, you see in this, the sleep delta dynamics are perfect in this, in the second. And that helps in assessing the restorative quality of sleep. And we have looked into various, as I have mentioned, that the variability, the HRV, SD1 and SD2 variability ratio is more during N3 state. So that is an indication of enhanced parasympathetic activity. As well as we can also look at various other things like activation of your DMN areas, especially insula. Insula is interoceptive. The function is interoception. So it helps in bringing a neurovisceral integration. So insula receives various information from your visceral functions, and that is being mapped as a memory in insula. And I'm not going into the details. And also another parameter what you can look into is the heartbeat evoke potentials. And we have seen a negative correlation between heart evoked potential with that of the mood. So when there is an enhancement of positive mood, there is the amplitude is reduced. So you see that we have various biological mechanisms now to look at your mood, your restoration, sleep restoration. And mood, definitely it is associated with your REM sleep. So REM sleep is very important for emotional regulation, bringing positive mood, as well as for proper social functioning. Okay, so we can use these parameters to look into, and definitely when as insula now recorded all the memory, and when the next day when you get up, insula gets activated with the rest of the thalamocortical and corticocortical interaction, and definitely you are able to retrieve this information, retrieval of memory, information that I had a sleep. We have extended our studies to understand about the dream experience. All of us would have had a lot of dream experiences in life. And dream experience, another important factor of this dream is majorly dream occurs in any state of the sleep, N2 sleep, N3, as well as REM sleep. But you see more dreams, especially you can recall more dream experiences with REM sleep. And REM sleep, during REM sleep, there is cortical activation, there is cholinergic activity, there is dopaminergic activity, because these are all very important for inducing dream. Richness of the dream depends upon these factors, especially neuromodulatory factors. Whereas you see that internal, external. So here the sensory inputs are, during REM sleep, you get more sensory input, or during sleep, the sensory inputs are from within, not from external, because you are in deep sleep. So that means even brain can generate your experience, emotional experience, cognitive experience. So this is what we have looked into. We have studied the neurophysiological features of dream recall and the phenomenology of dreams. I'm not going into the details. Here, what we have also done, it is not only VR. So these are all using various procedures like multiple awakening procedure. So when the subject is sleeping, you can awake him and call him and ask him to report the dream state. And we can look at the neurophysiological correlate of dream. But in addition, we can also look at whether these dreams, some of the sensory audiovisual inputs can modulate your dreams. So what we have done, we have also provided some videos, audiovisual videos before they went to sleep. Some 4 audiovisual videos, 2 negative and 2 positive. But most of the time, most of them have incorporated the positive videos. This is one of the example. You can see, I think I can play. So this is one of the positive video, the mother receiving the child. And you see the dreams, some metaphoric dreams. The seedlings are coming out of the seed, and the family, happy family sitting in the park, and things like that. So, and we have also looked at the target memory reactivation. So when we have given these audiovisual presentations before sleep, and during sleep, what we have done, we have presented only the audio, the same audio. And this audio helps them to incorporate into the dreams, and related dreams. So these are tools for us now to enhance the, to look at the emotional and social well-being among in various conditions. So these are some of the studies going on in our Center for Consciousness Studies. And I think I will stop here. I have just given you an overview of what studies that is going on. And now, since we have a center, we have a team, people will be taking forward these studies. I stop here. Thank you for your attention. And we were able to continue our studies with all these, the generous funding we have received from the various funding agencies. Support from various quarters, like director, former directors, deans, meditation centers, friends and well-wishers, collaborators, colleagues, students of neurophysiology, students of NIMHANS, my graduate students, staff, technologists of our department. Then above and over and above, I would like to thank some of my mentors who have directed me and who have supported me in my journey. Dr. Raju, Dr. Mohan Kumar, Dr. Malik, Gisela, S.N. Goyengaji. With all this support, we were able to, they are all like catalyst for us to move ahead. Otherwise, I will tell you all the support, encouragement, everything we receive from all quarters of our, from director, right from the NIMHANS administration to department, staff, students, colleagues, other collaborators, Axonet. I think I mentioned Axonet in this Axonet, Professor Mugund. So many. It is not that, so you have to remember that. See, it is not that any event what we can initiate, not with a single hand. It's a collaborative effort. It is a multi-institutional effort. So always think that, because multi-institutional and collaboration, many brains are involved, so that we can come up with many newer ideas and a better methodology. So these are all some of the things I wanted to discuss. And I am ever grateful to my mentors, Dr. Ramakrishna and Dr. Professor Desharaju, for introducing me to neurophysiology. With Professor Ramakrishna, when I was doing my MSc, post-graduation, I have carried out a small study on ventral nerve cord activity in cockroach. And how the lead toxicity can, affect the ventral nerve cord activity. That was the first research study I have taken in 1980s, 80 to 83. And I got 2 publications from that. And Professor Desharaju, of course, that MPhil has changed the entire, outlook of your life, especially about the brain and mind. Definitely, my, the whole gratitude goes to my friend and my mentor, Professor B.L. Methi. He has got a lot of confidence in me, that he told me that if you take up meditation studies, definitely you will continue, you will take it up. So he gave me a lot of encouragement. And definitely the entire, special thanks, dedication, not only to team CCS, but also all students whom I have, mentored, all my graduate students. I have functioned as a guide or co-guide. All students of Department of Neurophysiology. And definitely I would like to dedicate this to my students, whom I have mentored, and students of neurophysiology, and definitely the team CCS, and specifically to Dr. B.R. Kanjan, because I consider her as one of the brightest scholars of the Department of Neurophysiology. I haven't seen such brilliance in much of other students, including me. So she has mentored me when I was doing MPhil mainly, and her guidance is always, I cherish. I wish that NIMHANS lost a great scientist, because she didn't join NIMHANS as a, as a scientist. She has taken another profession, and she is doing well. So my dedication to her, and I remember her fondly. Thank you so much. Thank you for your listening.